Welcome everyone to Midnight Nass, a show about Star Wars and Photoshop and photoshopping Star Wars. This week I'm continuing my quest to Photoshop Dexter Jettster into every episode of The Mandalorian Season 3. So far this year I've already photoshopped Dex lounging on Bo-Katan's throne from Episode 1, and replaced the Mythosaur at the end of Episode 2 with a giant Dex head. For Episode 3 I decided to go with this scene from Monument Plaza. As soon as I saw it in the episode, I thought this would be the perfect place to add Dexter. Normally, at this point, I would have to do a Google image search or sift through some of the many Star Wars screen cap websites that are out there, but since I've done quite a few Dexter Jettster photoshops over the last few years, I just decided to grab one of the images I already had on my desktop. So now I just need to cut the background out of this image. I usually just use the eraser tool to trace around the outside of the image. I like drawing, it's very similar to that, so that's why I do it that way. But I think for the sake of this video, I'm just going to use this magic wand. Okay, now that that's over with, I just need to cut and paste this image into the other document. Then I can use the levels and hue and saturation to make some adjustments to the image so it kind of matches the lighting and overall color of the original image. I need Dex to look like he's standing behind the other two characters, so I use this lasso tool to make a selection that's roughly about what I need it to be. And then using that selection, I apply a mask to the layer. I can use a paintbrush or eraser tool to go in and kind of clean up the mask and make it exactly what it needs to be. We still have a small gap between the bottom of Dex and the bottom of the document. I'm just going to copy what's there and kind of fill in the gap by using the clone stamp tool.
Cloning? Secrets only the Sith knew.
Next, I'm going to copy the layer and darken it some so that I can use it to make these shadows on the lower part of Dex. And then I just erase the parts that I don't want to be in shadow. I could just have Dex standing behind the two characters, but I like to try and do a little extra on these. So I decided to make it look like his top two arms were wrapped around their shoulders. To do this, I just duplicate one of the Dex layers and literally cut one of his arms off. Cutting someone's arm off, that's a Star Wars thing, right? To make the other arm, I just duplicate that layer, again, and then flip it horizontally, drag it into position, and then use the masks and eraser tool again to clean it up. Now I just have to fix his shoulder. I'm just going to duplicate the shoulder that's there and make it look like it's in the right position. And of course, clean it up some. Dex's arms need to look like they're actually laying on the other character's shoulders. This time I'm going to duplicate the entire original image, darken it, and then mask the entire thing off so that I can erase the parts of the mask that I want to show through, and then make a few extra adjustments. Now I want to add a third arm, so I'm just going to grab one of the other images from my Dex archive. And then cut and paste one of his hands that should work pretty good for this image. Now that we have the third hand, we just need to flip it, rotate it, adjust it, so that it matches the skin tone roughly of the other parts of Dex. Since Dex actually has 4 arms, I'm just going to leave it up to the viewer where his 4th hand might be. I want Dex to also be holding one, so I'm just going to copy one of the other ones, move it over, clean it up, and then using the hue and saturation, I'm going to give his a different color. I want him to have a different flavor than the other 2 people. And finally, all we really need to do is adjust some of the colors, clean up some of the masks, blur some of the edges, and this thing is basically ready. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share the video. And if you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments. And until next time,